For the second video of 2022, I decided to hit the surprise me button. The button generates a random game, and whatever it came up with, I would download and review. And as you can obviously tell, I got the game Narita Boy, so let's just get into it and review this game.
Face it, you're never going to get my power.
Gotta go fast! Gotta go fast! Gotta go faster, 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 faster!
In the first cutscene, we get introduced to a programmer who later on is known as the creator. He's the maker of this game or digital world that we will be playing in. This is why everyone in this world calls him the creator.
Suddenly, the code starts corrupting, and out of nowhere, a mysterious sorcerer known as Him shows up on the computer screen.
Suddenly, some sort of spell gets cast and the creator gets hit, knocking him out. This causes him to forget about the digital kingdom and not remember about his coding whatsoever. We cut to a kid who's staying up late and playing some Narita Boy on his computer. His mom comes in and tells him that he better get off the game and go to sleep or else it's going to get taken away from him. However, the kid's not asleep for very long as the computer screen just randomly turns on and wakes him up. The kid gets up to check what is happening to his computer monitor and a symbol appears on his chest. Suddenly, he gets dragged into the game of Narita Boy, and this is where the real story begins. We are introduced to the motherboard, who is the supervisor of the digital kingdom that we're playing in. She tells us our mission, which is to stop him and his force of stallions trying to take over the digital kingdom. We get our first mission, and that is to go to the Techno Father's castle to claim the Techno Blade. This is the only weapon that can actually inflict any sort of damage onto the stallions. With our first mission in sight, we head off to start our grand adventure. Now, with the introduction finished, it's time to get to the actual gameplay. We obviously can move around, jump, and climb. That's about all we can do for now, since we have not reached the Techno Sword point yet. Even without the Techno Sword, the game is still fun up to that point. It provides many things to keep you entertained until you can get to the Techno Sword. You obviously have to explore the area to get to there, and you will be facing parkour obstacles such as these red hands that will kill you if you even touch them. There will also be NPCs to talk to along the way that will give you more information and more story as you go on. The movement is very smooth, and that makes it just so much more enjoyable since I don't find myself failing parkour due to missed inputs or delayed inputs. I'm just bad at parkour. Seeing as I mostly play modern 3D type games, I like playing games with this kind of art style. Retro but modern. All these areas are very unique and provide their own sort of vibe to them. This castle shows history, it feels ancient and old. So even without the combat, the game can be loads of fun and very intriguing overall. But now it's time for one of the main aspects of the game, the combat. After repeatedly pushing X, you'll finally be able to get the Techno Sword by pulling it out of the ground. With the Techno Blade in hand, you hit an epic dance move, and it's now time to go ahead and fight the Stallion. You get access to 3 attacks. One is your main attack. It's just a quick sword combo that you can use to easily chop down your enemies. Along with this quick strike, you also are able to use a home run baseball hit, where the longer you charge it up, the more damage you're gonna do. Like say here, I charge it up all the way and launch him across the stadium. It's not even funny. Though it is in fact very funny. You also get access to an ultra beam that just shreds everything in your path. Although it does take up all your energy, as you can see in the top left, it's recharging right now. I also use this sword as a shotgun, as you might have saw. This is another one of the moves and the third move that they give you. It's very strong and it just kills these guys so fast. It's very cool, but I don't know how a sword does this. After showing you all the combat mechanics, the game gives you another ability that you can use after making it past this, for some reason, very hard for me, parkour section. The ability is the dash, which is a dash, and I proceeded to dodge the wrong way. Instead of going right, I went left, and then proceeded to die. Over and over again. Well, what do we do now that we have this Techno Sword? Well, we have to find these heads of the creator himself and return his memories back to him so he can remember about the digital kingdom and continue coding. You must enter into these tiki heads of him, and once you do that, you'll be able to access one memory depending on which tiki head you went into. This first memory is about the time when creator was born and what he remembers from that time. Once you see these memories, they reactivate, and you're able to leave and go out and find the next tiki head you must enter through to find the next memory. Now with this said and done, that is the basics of the game. However, you will face new challenges like new enemies. For example, this guy has a giant sword and you must avoid it by either dodging or jumping over him. It keeps the game fresh and exciting, as well as giving us more abilities later on that we can use. My favorite combat encounter or type of combat that we did in this game was the boss fight. And I don't know how many boss fights there are, but this first one definitely was fun. Lord_VHS. After telling me that I'm only a measly 20 pixels and how lame I am, I decided that I'm going to beat this guy up. And I did with my superior skill and no losses or deaths whatsoever.
And that boss fight and the combat is probably my favorite part about the game. Everything else is still really good, but the combat feels so good and it feels so great to play. Overall, I think a lot of people will enjoy this game. If you like Gamerscore, it awards you with Gamerscore as you progress through the game. If you're a fan of these types of games, you're obviously gonna love it. If you just got Game Pass and you're looking for something to play, you'll find some really good gameplay in this game. So overall, I will be finishing this game. I think it's a really good game, and you should too. You should at least try it, because you'll never know what you like until you try it.